What is going on, guys? Hope your day is going so beautiful. And I hope all things are working accordingly for you. I hope everything is just making sense, right? And I hope all of it's just working in accordance and just working and flowing with you, right? So I got my little glass of wine right here. Hopefully you don't mind me sipping in the background. But we're going to talk about a really hot topic today, okay? It's going to be about the laws of the universe. Now, if you guys don't know, there are laws that govern the universe. It governs the fabric of time. And if we can tap in to these laws, learn them, master them, become aware, have a knowing, have a deep yearning to understand them, have relationships with them, then we can forever be in the flow of the universe and operate on different levels. Operate with different potentiality skill sets that dominates and bends your reality. I'm dead ass serious. So there are a couple that I like to rattle off, okay? And when we look at the laws of the universe, we have to understand that there has to be some sort of construct or some sort of written code in the beginning of time. And as the Big Bang came across and created everything from light, from dust, from energy, whatever, matter, and create this reality, there has to be some sort of governance. There has to be obviously certain laws that rules space and time and this reality. So if we look at some of them, right? First one is the law of thinking, or mentalism, that the all in mind is the universe, and the universe is mental. And if we were to look into understanding this truth, we get to find out that thought is instantaneous, number one. Thought is ever expanding, number two. Thinking happens consistently, and we're always tapping into this bigger mentalism, right? Obviously, law of attraction states under this as well. And we can tap into certain frequencies and certain vibrations that allows our thinking to resonate with things. So if our thinking is mental and the universe is mental, that means we are in one big altering mind. All these thoughts that are able to influence, but just our own thoughts, we're able to influence. And we're able to create a reality based off our thinking. So we have to realize that if we can't control our thoughts, we can't control our mind, we can't control, the gears churning and, cranking up there, then we lack the ability to build certain perceptions, certain belief systems. We lack the ability to control this thing, right? And I always put it this way: the man or the woman, the person that's designed to master their mind, is a very powerful being, because you're able to understand how your thoughts work. You can cut off certain thoughts when things come up and you don't allow that in. And you can always work on developing more of these thoughts. So it's very powerful. So that's the first law, which is we want to be able to tap into the universal mind, the all-creating mind, because we're linked to it. And if we're righteous, we're pure, we have good intentions, we're ethical, we want to do good. And I know we all want to, right? It's God-given. Then we are going to experience life and bend reality to a degree that most really wouldn't be able to be relatable to, right? Like, you're basically having a superpower if we do it correctly. We got to get all the gutter and all the bullshit out of there, all the garbage out of the gutter or whatever, right? You got to get all that shit out of there, right? You can't overthink, can't have any negative just certain belief systems inside that's programmed, right? And that's another thing, right? Our minds are programmed. We are programming ourselves to this law, to this frequency, to this vibration. So the greater you're able to program your mind to control what you got going between your ears, the greater the potentiality that you have to bring new things in your life and to create and manifest and to work the other laws, which I'll talk about here. So first one is the law of thinking, or the law of mentalism. Okay. Second is the law of correspondence, meaning as above, so below, and as below, so above. So what this states is that heaven on earth, hell, so to say, you have two parallel universes, as above, so below, as below, so above. You have to have the bottom, you have to have the top, you have to have hell, you have to have heaven. And we look at these things, the correspondence, they have to work in accordance, okay? They have to work accordingly to that ecosystem. All right? So if we look at what is generating on this plane, there has to be another plane above, right? That is designed to alter and to guide. And whatever that vibration is, right? We have to think about the correspondence and vibration. As above, so below. As below, so above. We have to understand that vibration is on all planes. For those that are on a lower vibration, they operate on a different plane. Those that are on a higher vibration definitely operate totally different paradigm, totally different plane. So the correspondence, the law of correspondence states that we need to raise our vibration, but we can't minimize what's below. We have to appreciate that. We have to have gratitude. And the universe always shows us how to be grateful. So remember, if you are at a certain state in your life, you're at a certain flow, and you're operating on this plane, there's another plane that you can be operating on. And you just need to raise your vibration. I can talk about so many things about raising your vibration, but the law of correspondence, as above, so below. As the heavens, so is the hell. You create this reality as well. You create heaven, you create hell. Okay? You divide yourself and label yourself accordingly to what you perceive. If we can change our thinking and perceive on a much greater scale of belief systems, raise our vibration, we can experience much greater experiences, right? So that is that law. Another law that dives into what I just said, vibration, is the law of vibration. Think of, obviously, everything is in flux. Everything's moving. Everything's vibrating. Nothing rests, okay? Nothing is resting. Everything is in harmony. Everything is moving down to the cellular level. It's moving. And believe it or not, us humans think that this is a solid body, but are biologically down to the cellular level, we are vibrating. So this means if we're able to tap into these vibrations, we can raise our vibration. Like I said, we can change our state, as above, so below. We can correspond, and we can connect mentalism and connect to the divine mind, and we can vibrate on a different plane. This is how we elevate and grow as individuals. Have you ever had friends, they stayed in the same place, and you moved, and you changed, and you ask, like, why? What happened to them? It's because they're not understanding the law of vibration or the law of correspondence. And the mentalism, the law of thinking that they have, is off. So be aware of that. I love like dark, rich wine. It's so good. Like 14.5%, 15%. I like them strong because I'm a big guy. But anyways, vibration, right? We always want to understand how can we raise our vibration. We raise our vibration through a couple things: meditation, having presence, having awareness through your meditation and being present, but also what you eat, right? What you're eating consistently dictates what level you're vibrating. Now, if you're aware of this, you should be, right? We all have auras, which is the energy field around us. For me, I put a love bubble around, right? And I operate and vibrate at the highest level of love. That's how I believe. So I want to put good things in my body, okay? I don't want to put garbage, not the fast food, not all this bullshit. I mean, do I have a vice of tequila? Maybe, okay? But that's me, all right? Do I work out consistently? Yeah, that fucking always raise your vibration. That raises your chemicals in your body and your brain, you know? And it's another different law too that we'll talk about. But you want to be able to have practices to raise your vibration. If you don't know how to do it, just look it up. It's pretty easy. But obviously meditation, you want to eat like dark greens, or if you want to put that in a smoothie, you want to blend that up and drink that with your smoothie. Like you want to have like spinach, kale, broccoli, asparagus, and eat greens like on a regular basis because they vibrate on a different frequency. And if you're able to vibrate and consume what these plants are vibrating on, then that's going to raise your vibration. But raising your vibration, don't get it twisted. It's not about like, oh, I'm going to do all these things and naturally raise it. It's a way of a flow. You're in a flow state. Your emotions, your feelings are dictating your vibration too. So you can do these things to enhance. Yes, fantastic, love it. But you got to remember, it has to be habitual. It can't just be one and done. Like it has to be in a flowing state too, right? That's how you raise your vibration, right? That's how you flow with the universe, okay? So, excuse me. I want to talk about the next law, which is the law of polarity, or the law of both halves, right? You have to remember there's always both halves occurring, okay? You have happy, sad, nice, mean, kind, cruel, attract, repel, right? This is also complementary opposites. You always have yin and yang, okay? If you're experiencing something in life and you are very high up and things are going amazing, then typically something was going to pull you down, okay? And if things are going bad or things are going at a lower rate and you don't like it and it's frustrating and it's stressful, okay, then there's something good that has to happen to pull you up, okay? Just like the stock market, it goes up, it goes down. The cycles of real estate. Every X amount of years, it goes up, it goes down, right? Same thing with our emotions. Like you can never be always positive. You have to get angry. Like you have to get pissed off every once in a while, right? You have to get the other side, right? It has to come out. Whether you show it or don't show it, like it still has to come out, right? And vice versa. So you have to remember there's always a pair of opposites, always with everything. You can't have one-sided. You can't be one-sided. Like for you to think that only things happen good, you're juvenile, you're delusional. Like that doesn't work. You got to know and understand that both sides are occurring, and you got to witness that. The better and the greater you're able to witness these things and where you are as far as the flow of it, then you can identify where you are in the cycle. Everything is always cycles. Everything is always in flow, right? So if you're able to identify these things, it's phenomenal. It's fantastic, okay? So just know that there's always both halves occurring: hot, cold, nice, mean, kind, cruel, happy, sad, okay? Know that. You're always going to get both. The master knows both. The master is not emotional, okay? He's in a perfect harmony state. He knows that both have to occur. You know, summer winner. All right? Both have to occur. So remember that. It's very, very important. We get into the law of rhythm. Okay, the law of rhythm states everything's flowing out and in. Everything has its tides, and all things rise and fall. So it also corresponds with vibration. I mean, all these laws correspond with each other, right? That's why they're the laws of the universe. That's why they work inherently with each other. This is the code, right? Things come up and things come down. Gravity, baby. Things are coming up and things come down. You know? Again, polarity, both sides. You have to have up, you have to have down. And the thing is, you don't ever have to witness. Let me take this back, right? Like, there's a certain type of thinking behind this. Like, you don't ever have to think that when you're up, oh, like, I'm going to go back down again. Like, no. Like, you might have minor setbacks, and that's what rise and fall is, right? Like, you might go up, and then you might have a minor setback, and then you go up again, right? And there's all these different examples I can go through, but that's typically how it works. Just know that, you know, it's a rhythm, it's a flow. And the more you're able to understand that and identify these things, you know, just like me in sales calls, man. Like, when I'm doing sales, I'm closing a shit ton of people one week, and next week, maybe the same, and the next 2 weeks, not as many, right? It's a polarity, man. It's a rhythm, it's a flow. You know, and when you're operating on a much more higher level, these things become in much greater scales, much greater forms, right? So due to how much you can handle stress is to the degree of you handling how big these problems can become. And you have to be aware of that, okay? So this is probably one of my favorite ones. The next law is the law of cause and effect. The law of cause and effect states your causes create effects, and your effects have certain causes, right? So when we look at this, right, we are really understanding that I am the cause of everything that I am witnessing right now. Like, I am the cause. I am responsible for all the causes that I've conducted. And the reason why I'm experiencing this, the effect of it, is because of the choices I made and the causes behind these choices, okay? So if we're able to be more skillful, more aware, more present in the causes that we're conducting, then we can actually be more aligned with predicting these effects or the outcome. So the greater we understand our causes, and we're present, and we're aware, and we have a knowingness, and we're clear, and we have clarity, then yes, we can most likely can predict these effects because we have the right intention and we have the right approach behind things. You know, and all things are in flow, vibration, polarity, mentality, correspondence. Everything is flowing. So I want you to imagine, right? I want you to imagine like crystals in different colors with all these laws. Okay, and I want you to like imagine it just floating above your hand in like a circle. And like you have the power of the universe within your hand with these crystals. And they're like glowing. And I want you to collide these crystals together in one crystal, which is like a beautiful, you know, glow that turns into one white light. And I want you to take these crystals, this white crystal ball is floating above your hand. And I want you to take a hold of it and grab it. And as you grab it, I want you to absorb the crystal. I want you to absorb this energy because it's the power of the universe. And I want you to hold on to this. And whenever you doubt yourself, you go back to this image and you hold on to the white light, the white crystal, and you absorb the energy back into your body and know that the universe is flowing within you. This is a power move right here. So every time you doubt yourself, you fear something, you don't believe in something, you go to the crystal and you grab it and you hold on to it and you absorb its energy to tell you exactly what next steps you have to do. What exactly next action steps that you have to do. And it's going to give you the answers. I know that kind of sounds kind of crazy, but hey, I'm a huge visualizer. I visualize all the time. Why not, right? What if it comes true? Like, what if you just have a crystal ball, comes to you then, right? Like, you have access to the fucking universe then. Boom. Like, you might be sent off to another dimension to go fight God's wars or something. I don't know. But you have to remember that you can't be attached to so many things in this world and get lost in this world. You are a divine, infinite, intelligent being. You have the power of God and an infinite potentiality within you, and you can tap into it at any time. For you to think that you don't have it is a lack of perception, belief, and awareness. And this is all sounds fantastic, mystical, loving, but it's the truth, man. Like, it's the truth. If you're not fixated to know these laws, to operate with the universe, to co-create with the universe, you're missing out on a lot of great, beautiful things in life. I challenge you to not only just adopt this principle and these laws, but I also challenge you to learn and grow more and to see the universe working in its favor for you and see how it operates. You can witness it. So these are some of the main laws. There's a bunch of other laws, okay? Obviously, you have the law of attraction, that which you think you are, you attract. You attract what you are. Most people have the law of attraction kind of interpreted the wrong way. They think that if you think that, it's going to come to you. Like, yeah, but you attract what you are. So if you want to raise your vibration, become this being, and act as this being, as you are, your authentic self, then you're gonna attract more of that. Yes. We also have the law of supply and demand, right? So you have a supply that let's say in business, there is a supply of a product and there's a demand for it. If you create the demand of a product, then you can really maximize the law of supply and demand, which leads to the law of success. So the law of supply and demand states that whatever supply I have, I can create the demand due to creating enough value. And if I create enough value, then I'm going to start seeing more demand, which creates more success. And the law of success states, if you believe wholeheartedly into what you're doing, then success is going to be guaranteed. Because you're going to figure out the solutions, you're going to figure out the ways, the methodologies for it to work. And that's why someone becomes successful, because they're committed and they figure it out. And you will receive the answers. And you will go through things, ups and downs, trial and error, wins and loses to get to success. Success is not a straight path, guys. It never will be. And if it is, and you collect all the success early on, then again, it comes down to polarity and rhythm. Both halves are going to occur. Rise and fall will occur. And this happens with, emotions. Like, you ever see guys get all get all confident, and then they get hit by something, someone's comment, and they just get, they feel like self-defeated, right? They get all puffed up, all arrogant, all confident, all big boyed. And then all of a sudden, bam, someone comes with a comment, some girl does something, maybe embarrasses him or says something. Maybe his wife came in and said something. Boom, gets knocked down again, right? Inflated. If you get elated, you get deflated. So, what other laws are there too? I mean, there's so many. There's so many. I wish I could share so many more. But these are some of the main ones. And the first one is very, very important. Is the law of thinking. That what you think you are, you become. There is another law that really resonates with me. And it's called the law of resistance. Now, the law of resistance states, a few things. Number one, if you are resisting something, if you're, you're creating a lot of, pressure and annoyance, and things are just being tough, and a lot of resistance, right, is occurring. A lot of friction is occurring. You have to know to flow around it, just like the river that flows around the boulders and the rocks as it flows down the mountain. It doesn't get restrained, okay? It doesn't have resistance. The law, I apologize. It's not a law of resistance. It's a law of non-resistance. My bad. Don't judge me. So law of non-resistance states to flow past it, okay? And the law of non-resistance talks about flowing past and going around things. And when things are resistant in our life, there's no reason to create charge or traction or have a negative thing about it. Just let it go, let it flow. And the law of non-resistance states that whatever resistance is occurring, you have to not only detach yourself away from it, but you have to let it go. You can't be so caught up on it. And you got to flow around it, like I just said. So that's another great law of non-resistance. Don't bash on me too hard, right? I'm coming off the top of my dome with these. But it don't matter, because it's all truth. It's all love. And by you being here and listening and taking some notes, right? Understanding this truth, maybe I'm sparking some interest, man, some inspiration within your life to take action and move in a greater direction for your life. Maybe this one little saying has changed something already for you to understand something, for you to witness something, for you to get clarity on. But just know this, everything that you're operating on, there's always another level to it. And to the degree of you not being clear about that level is to the degree of where you're going to suffer. Now, we're always going to suffer, right? And to that degree, we only suffer because we don't understand something. And because things are not clear, right? That's all it is. You have to suffer. Like you have to go through things to understand it more. If you don't go through it, you'll never understand it. You have to suffer. Suffering is part of life. In Buddhism, right? The nature of humans is suffering. We understand what we must do after we suffer. And as we go through the most greatest experience of our life, there's always something that is missing that we suffer from. So we have to understand that suffering is good. It helps us grow. It helps us understand things. And as you utilize these laws and understand these laws, you don't have to understand that suffering is something permanent. Suffering is a part of it. It's a part of this reality. And if you treat it and you look at it a certain way, as it's a part of my nature, then I accept it and I love it. You don't look at suffering like it is. You look at it as it's a natural part of my life for me to exist, to grow. So I leave you with that. I hope you understood a lot of amazing things and you can relate to a lot of great things. You took some notes too, right? But stay tuned. Next episode coming up here shortly and soon. It's your boy, T Felt, Tyler Felty, Big Daddy, Big G, Big Energy. That's what Big G means, big energy. So just know you are. Know that you can. Everything's working for you. Don't doubt nothing. Promise you. Everything's going to work out how it needs to. You'll see. Just believe. Have faith. Have conviction. Be committed. Stop being lazy. Take care.